Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Game 2. It's a 6-game day of Starladder Season 8 action, brought to you by Beyond the Summit. Of course, I'm LD of Beyond the Summit, and our second match of today, I'll actually show you the list of games real quickly for those who don't know what's coming up. This is QPad versus Mouse Sports. Coming up later today, we have rox.kis versus Sigma, Mouse Sports versus PGG and Friends, Fnatic versus rox.kis, and Mouse Sports versus OSG. All of these games are very important for playoffs as well as for next season. So, with that being said, we had a delay getting all the players in the game. It looks like there are a total of 4 stand-ins here. So, we may not get the crispest Dota ever, but it should be fun nonetheless. Looking at these two teams as far as how they are sitting in the standings right now, Mouse Sports is 5-8, but I think they still have like a slight shot at making the playoffs. Very remote though. They do not control their own destiny. They would need like all of the top teams to lose a bunch of games. They're on the outside looking in. But the team that's really in trouble right now is actually the QPad Red Pandas. They are currently fighting not for this season, but for their opportunity to stay in Starladder Star Series, which is the pro level division for next season. It's possible they get knocked down. I believe it's called the Pro Series for the second level. So we will have to see. Obviously, we all know that QPad has not exactly performed up to par. They've had some, I guess, roster issues, if you want to call it that, as of late, and inconsistent at best, very disappointing at worst. As for Mouse Sports, I would say like they can give every team a challenge, but obviously they are not a top team right now, at least not this season of Starladder, and have their work cut out for them. Well, with that being said, the draft is well underway, so let's hop into it. On the Radiant side, we have QPad, on the Dire, Mouse Sports, and looking at the bans here, it was a QPad first, or sorry, did they change the icons? I actually can't remember at this point. Okay, so it was a Mouse Sports first pick. Mouse Sports first pick. They first pick CM. QPad replies with Elder Titan Mirana. And then Mouse Sports goes back for the Bristleback. Interesting. Interesting. First pick CM. Not something that you see very often, but she is a strong support hero, and she does synergize very well with Bristleback. He's highly mana dependent, and even though Quill Spray and Goo aren't that mana intensive, he uses them a lot. So having Crystal Maid Aura is pretty nice with Bristleback, and she's still one of the most versatile support heroes. Like, even if you pick Enchantress or Chen, they're somewhat reliant on having not being pressured in the jungle early on. Sure, you can try and rotate to the enemy jungle if they ward block you, but CM doesn't care. She can just fight right away, and she also allows you to go for very aggressive ganks. So picking up a CM here is a pretty strong, well, not strong opening, but like a versatile opening. There's a lot of ways you can go with it. So they go back for the Bristleback. And as far as the bans since then, we see Mouse Sports banning out 2 setup supports, both heroes that complement Mirana well. Not much else to say there. Bane, Shadow Demon, Sleep, or Disruption into Arrow, hit Arrow, or shoot Arrow, hit Arrow, win game. Well, you got to have a setup to hit the Arrow, or you have to be Saint Sane. There used to be a Saint Sane on QPad, but no longer the case. So, sorry, I'm just checking my Skype here, making sure there's no gargantuan technical issues. I know some people have been saying there's audio issues in Dota TV, guys. This is a temporary setup. The room that I'm in has not had like sound dampening, and I haven't like installed sound dampening materials yet, so it may echo a little bit, especially in-game. All I can say is if that really bothers you, you can listen to Shiver, or you can watch on the stream and try and use the stream audio. I do apologize. It won't be a long-term thing, but at least for the short term, this is what we're working with. So QPad now, they'll go for a first pick Rubik in the second stage of the draft. So they got Elder Titan with the second set of picks. Elder Titan Mirana, normally you wouldn't see a team get both of these heroes, I feel. And they get a crucial setup for the Mirana Arrow. So from that point, Mouse Sports goes back for an Alchemist. I think one of the strongest, if not like just downright broken heroes in 6.79. The stun does an insane amount of damage. He doesn't need a ton of levels, but he can use them well. We used to see him in like that hard carry Max Greevil's Greed roll, but I feel like it's not that Alchemist is stronger now than he used to be. It's just that teams have realized how much better he is as a mid and a support. And interestingly, Mouse Sports, with their old roster, some of the players who are on Sigma, was actually... Oh, Dota 2 crashed again, so we're going to have to restart. Thanks, Dota 2. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, Mouse Sports with POS was actually, I would say, the first team to really start taking advantage of the Alchemist as a support hero. They love to run like Bane Alchemist, Shadow Demon Alchemist. Obviously, this is a different Mouse Sports roster, but Mouse Sports as a team was one of the pioneers for Alchemist play, and he just does a ton of damage, especially on Dire side. You can level 1 Roche really early on. I'm reconnecting to the game now. Sorry about that. Dota 2 has been randomly crashing all day today for me, so if anyone knows how to fix that, tweet at me at LDDota. I would love to sort it out, but for now, I have no idea what's happening. But yeah, Alk, obviously, we expect him... Well, they've got the option to put him solo mid. He can be a support. But he also synergizes well with Bristleback. The minus armor from Acid Spray, very strong in conjunction with the Quills, which do physical damage. And Goo. Mouse Sports can level 1... Well, not... I mean, in theory, they could level 1 Roche, but more, they can Roche anytime in the mid-game. So I think QPad will have to be constantly wary of. Now, fortunately for QPad, they have Elder Titan Astral Spirit, and they have Mirana Arrows. They have a good lineup to scout Roche safely. And they can contest it pretty well. It's very hard to fight in the pit against the Elder Titan Astral Spirit once he gets some points of natural order. And, oh, well, this is unusual. QPad's actually going to go for an Undying pickup here. Very interesting. And generally, if you pick Undying, you just want to contest the enemy right away in the laning stage, because this hero falls off, and he falls off super hard. Now, what's really weird is, unless they changed it, I'm pretty sure they did it. Quills kill zombies. So I don't think this is a great pick for Bristleback. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've even seen an Undying in a game, but that definitely used to be the case. Quills used to kill zombies, and unless they've changed something, they still do, which means I'm not so sure I like this Undying pick too much. But we will have to wait and see. It does just kind of shore up their lanes a lot, and Mouse Sports right now, 2 strength heroes, Bristleback as well as Alchemist, so... Decay obviously strong in general, but just could be very annoying for Bristleback and Alchemist to play against. And let's see here. Okay, no major technical issues except for Dota 2 crashing every 5 seconds. But yeah, we'll see what Mouse Sports go for now. So QPad picking a pretty level-dependent lineup here. I think that's the other big thing to note is all 4 of these heroes are highly level-dependent. They don't need a ton of farm, but they all need a lot of levels to fight. Whereas heroes like Alchemist, Crystal Maiden, and Bristleback can fight like as early as like level 1 to 3. Obviously, they scale well with levels, but they're not quite... They don't need them as desperately. Now they're going to go for a Gyro, and with Flat Cannon as well as Quills to kill the zombies... Yeah, this Undying is going to be really useless. Like, I almost want to say you should just skip Tombstone, but Tombstone really makes the hero. So, I'm not sure what QPad's going to do now. If you're going to pick Undying, just last pick him. Nobody's going to ban him. I mean, I just don't see it. Now QPad actually bans Adusa. Now, granted, they're using 3 stand-ins. You know, who knows how seriously they're taking the draft. But Dusa ban when Mouse Sports already has Bristleback, Alk, Gyro. I mean, sure, it could be a support Gyro, but... Something's fishy here with the draft of QPad on multiple fronts, I must say. So now Mouse Sports will work on their final ban, and then we'll move into the picks. The final set of picks. So Mouse Sports, it could be a support Alk, it could be a solo mid Alk. Bristleback should be your offlaner, or one of your solos, I should say. And then probably Gyro CM +1 is the rest of the tri-lane. Alk could be a part of it. They could pick someone else from it. There's a lot of ways they can lane it, but their lanes look pretty solid. As for QPad... Well, Elder Titan solo mid, I think. They don't really have another great candidate to go mid. Mirana's okay, but she's not really going to... You can't really do too much against Alchemist unless your support's Roam. And Rubik, Elder Titan, Undying, none of these heroes are particularly strong roamers early on. So I expect we're going to see an Elder Titan mid. They'll prioritize getting him the levels.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm waiting to see how this Undying pick works out, but I do not have high hopes for QPad, to put it mildly.
Reserve time.
And let's see what they're gonna do. Night Stalker. So, bit of a face rush lineup. With the Night Stalker pick, I guess he'll probably be the solo mid, but if he's up against Alk, I mean, really any of these mouse heroes aside from CM, lane pretty well against Night Stalker. You don't want to be tower diving against Rocket Barrage. Bristleback's too tanky to really dive as Night Stalker, unless you get a good rune. And Alk can just zone you out of lane with Acid Spray, constant stun spam. I don't know about this draft from QPad. They are very aggressive in the mid game. If they do manage to get off to a good start, they can snowball. But right now, for me, Mouse Sports, the more balanced draft, they can counter Undying zombies really effectively. They've got great team fight. They can punish tower diving very heavily, Alk stun, Acid Spray, and the Gyro, and Bristleback. Like all of these heroes, if you dive against them and you overextend even the slightest, you get team wiped. And now Mouse Sports, they're going to round it out with a Bat Rider. Interesting. So let's see. How are they going to lane this? Bristleback should probably be the offlaner. Are they Batrider mid, I'm guessing, and that would put a support Alk into the game? Yeah, Batrider mid does pretty well against Night Stalker. He does okay, pretty good against Elder Titan as well, I would say. So I think they could just do that. Looks like a safe lane, tri-lane, with crit support in the Alchemist, Rise on the Crystal Maiden, and a Gyro. So pretty strong tri-lane. Bristleback off lane. Who's he going to be up against here? It could be like a Mirana, probably like a Mirana Rubik, I'm guessing. Or maybe a solo Elder Titan.
10 seconds.
And if it's a Bristleback Elder Titan, I would say fairly even lane. Maybe give a bit of an edge to the Bristleback, but it's mostly even there, I would say. So I think these lanes for QPad are going to be a bit awkward. They're going to have a harder time zoning the Bristleback out of the lane, unless they want to go defensive tri-lane, but why would you pick Undying to do that? There are better heroes for that choice. So, well, guys, it's time for Game 2, and what a way to start it. We start it with a pause. We're running a bit behind schedule. It's 9:23 local time. We were supposed to start at 9 a.m., so we'll pause for a second. We'll introduce our players here. On the Dire side, we have Team Mousesports. Ace going to be playing the Bristleback Skyzo, standing on the Gyrocopter. Exist, the Batrider Rise, the Crystal Maiden, and Crit going to be playing the Alchemist. Seems like everyone's lagging. As for the Radiant side... Oh boy, what a fact. What a fun fact that is indeed. No comments. Stand-in Upper Cell CN playing the Mirana. We'll have Jun on the Night Stalker. Master of Debil? I'm not sure. I'll probably just call him Master. On the Rubik, Durham playing the Undying, and that does put SLHC onto the Elder Titan. So, well, it's not even really a team at this point. It's just a random mix, I gotta say. Not an official lineup for QPad with 3 stand-ins here, but we'll see how they do. Their lineup is very level dependent. I mean, even a Night Stalker needs a lot of levels, so they have 5 heroes that need a ton of levels. Undying maybe not quite as much, but I wouldn't. It's not a 5-core lineup, but it's like 5 heroes that need levels, 3 that need quite a bit of farm to really be effective. All Mousesports have to do is just punish QPad for diving like once or twice. They're going to outfarm them easily with Flat Cannon, Acid Spray, and even Bristleback's a pretty good farm. Of course, Batrider's great in the jungle for that. So QPad is not going to win in a farm war unless they're really far ahead. They need to snowball. They need to find early kills, roll through the towers on the back of that. But I don't see how they're going to do it, honestly. The Tombstone's completely worthless this game. And, I mean, without Tombstone, their team fight is really Elder Titan. Like, he is the team fight at that point. But we'll see how it works out, and we get underway with our second of 6 games for the day. Will be a Night Stalker mid, an Undying Mirana dual lane top, and Elder Titan Rubik safe lane bottom. So, Elder Titan Rubik up against Bristleback, not going to be able to kill him, can harass him a little bit with the Spirit, but should be absolutely fine. We have Exist on the solo mid bat, who should dominate Night Stalker. The thing is, Night Stalker can maybe get some kills if he finds like a haste rune or a double damage right as it hits the first night, but Batrider is better at pushing out the lane. Obviously, it's hard to last hit and just generally do anything against Sticky Napalm. And with Firefly, basically you can just Firefly right before the rune spawns. And if Night Stalker goes for it, he misses experience. So I'd give the edge there certainly to Mousesports. Their offlane seems pretty strong. And their dual roaming supports, Crystal Maiden and Alchemist, can easily find kills. Well, I say easily. Undying's pretty tanky early on. Mirana's not the easiest here to kill, but CM Alk is really good for killing a hero like Mirana, because sure, you've got Leap, doesn't matter, the Alk stun will follow you anyway. Frostbite will hold you in position as well, and they've got a ton of burst damage, so I'm pretty sure QPad can kill this, just slaughter this dual lane if they want to stay there. They could also roam mid and look to kill the Night Stalker. Even though Batrider's not like the strongest hero for the first few minutes, Crystal Maiden and Alk strong enough they can get the kill, so right now, Mousesports controls the laning stage. They should have the edge here, and QPad is really going to be up against it. But some good early movement from Mirana. Maybe they just outplay their opponents in the lanes. Who knows? Anything could happen, but not looking good for QPad. And that's before the creeps actually spawn. We'll unpause again. We get back into it. And off the bat, we're going to have Mousesports looking to check the top rune. Crit as well as Rise. They'll place an Observer Ward here. And Durham, he's been spotted out. Along with, is it Upercell? Arrow to fly. Nope. Even if that hits, they're not killing him, but they could at least harass Crit down a bit. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Ace just camping out the rune, and this is where your Elder Titan Rubik. Ace is like Come at me, bro. Come at me, because you ain't doing anything. Ruin is going to spawn bottom, and it'll be an illusion. Oh, this sucks for the Rubik. I mentioned QPad's very level dependent. Well, he's not a good hero to kill illusions. Like, he just does not... He doesn't do much damage at level 1, so they can easily block a couple of camps here. They can pull the wave back and disrupt the creep equilibrium. Bristleback is going to have a really good start to this offlane. That's a big deal for him. And as for QPad, Crystal Maiden will start in the jungle, probably just look to get level 2, kill the big camp, and then we'll see. But the camp will get blocked here. Oh, no, he's a little bit late with the illusion. Should have been able to block the pull camp. He did manage to block the pull through camp, and I mean, with the way the camps are nowadays, even doing that is a pretty big deal. Like, you can stack this camp and then look to farm the small camp, but even then, it's not that much experience. And if you don't stack it, then you just push the lane out. So, lane looks pretty decent so far. I think Mousesport's going to have the better time in the offlane here. You can see, right now, QPad have no vision. So, they don't know where the Crystal Maid is, they don't know where the Alk is, and they really can't leave this area. If they go past... Why can't I draw? Okay, there we go. They can't go past that line too much unless they're just playing balls to the wall Dota. Because if Alk shows up, if Crystal Maiden shows up together, and Gyro's there, they'll easily get a first blood on whoever they're diving. So they got to play this one safe. For now, though, the lane is pushing in, but it's going to be pulled back momentarily by Crit. He stacked the small camp. Meanwhile, Master of Dibble did manage to get the pull through after the small camp, but wave will get denied. They're not really keeping the Bristleback out of experience range. So far, Mirana Undying doing okay, but the real concern is going to be once Crystal Maiden hits level 2 or 3, takes the point of the Aura, so really wants to get level 3 for the point Nova. Once you have Nova and Bite, and Alk hits level 2 with Acid Spray, then you go hunting. You either gank mid right before it hits nighttime, or you just go and kill top. It's going to be a sad day to be a panda. Man, what a waste. That QPad logo is so legit, but I feel like the team has just not been doing it justice. Not this particular team either, just the whole QPad experiment. What a shame. It's such a good logo, but it feels like it is going to waste so far. What a shame. I mean, if they disband, I will definitely... I would spend a pretty penny to buy the logo rights off them. It's adorable. Fucking adorable. We'll see John doing what he can middle lane. He's 9-0 for now, but the thing is the lane's always going to be pushed in, so it's 2.5 minutes in. The rune spawns bottom. He's actually got vision of it, but he can't even contest. This is just the Night Stalker versus Bat Rider disadvantage. Once it's night, you can go for the rune, but then you're still losing the creep wave. So either way, you struggle. And Crystal Maiden gets her level 3. Actually goes for the 2 points on Aura, so really wants to give the Bristleback a strong start in the offlane. Make sure that you can constantly spam the quill sprays. Why do I see people saying that it's a black screen? Someone in chat said GG black screen, and I just panicked because I have not been streaming much lately, so... Well, I mean, even when we were streaming, it was, you know, having a dedicated producer. So I'm not used to constantly checking my XSplit like I used to be, but everything seems to be okay. So if you do have a black screen, it's probably on Twitch's end. Just hit the wrench, let them know. Try refreshing, yada yada. But so far, so good, I would say, for Mousesports. The key objectives for them are just get levels. Off the bat, we'll see an arrow that's going to fly, but does not connect on crit. They are contesting the pull reasonably well. But I feel that will change once Ryze decides to leave the jungle. I mean, as good of a start... Durham and Upper Soul have had a better start than what I was saying they would, but that's mostly just because Alk and Crystal Maid have not contested yet. I imagine they're going to smoke mid or head towards top fairly soon. And they do have a smoke available on crit. Acid Spray could be dropped. Unstable Concoction going to fly. And my computer... Nope, don't crash. Thank you. It didn't crash. Miraculously, it doesn't crash. Now Skyzo taking a lot of damage. Arrow splits the uprights. That's not what he wanted, but Durham's diving. He unfortunately does not have a decay available. Alk's done. He's got it. He could channel it now, but Durham's still chasing. Oh no, he's going to die to the creeps. First blood goes the other way. The Crystal Maiden's not there. She's mid, going for Jun, while Bat Rider's running. Not in the Firefly right now. Very chaotic for Mousesports. And they end up giving up a first blood. That was very unexpected. Mirana blinked into the trees, and if Crystal Maiden was there, then the first blood definitely goes the way of Mousesports, but she just happened to be roaming towards mid right at that moment. Wanted to get the Night Stalker kill and just kind of control the 4-minute rune and kill him. If you kill Night Stalker right as nighttime starts, then he spends precious minutes of that first nighttime. And the first nighttime's really short, so it matters a lot. Just in the fountain. Not really good for him, but... They give up first blood, and QPad off to I mean, they're off to a much better start than what I expected. Like, I feel if Mousesports just kept the Alk and Crystal Maid together, went for some early smoke ganks, Like, if you've been watching Chinese Dota at all lately, whether it's Vici Gaming, Tongfu, really any of these teams, they will smoke with an out Crystal Maiden at like 2-3 minutes. Titan does it as well. I feel this is just not aggressive enough for Mouse Sports. You have a really strong dual roaming combo. Oh, they will go in mid right now. Looks like they're going to kill off Jun here. They already used Frostbite, though. He's dropping pretty fast. Void's going to come through. Not fast enough. Burn him! Disco Inferno for Exist in the middle lane. Meanwhile, top, they are going to be contesting the pull, but Alk Stun's being channeled. Drop the Acid Spray first, my friend. No! Where's the Acid Spray first? Less damage from the stun. Now the arrow coming through. Now he gets off the Tombstone. They need a flat cannon to deal with those zombies. They have not bothered to pop it yet. Actually, only one zombie. Right, zombie apocalypse averted, because there's no targets for it. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Bristleback manages to kill off the Rubik, and this is, I mean, I mentioned Rubik on Elder Titan, not really a strong lane to zone out the Bristleback, but this is the benefit of CM taking multiple points the R. You can just constantly spam the quills, and he's going ham. He actually dies the Elder Titan, picks up a second kill. Oh boy. Just went to check top for a split second. Yeah, I think this is just Mouse Sports having the much better off lane. Like, even though Mirana dying out the first blood, I think that was more just misplay for Mouse, not keeping the supports together. Shouldn't really have happened, whereas this should have happened. Like, Bristleback should dominate that lane. Maybe not get kills, but definitely should dominate. In comes a Rocket. Actually, interesting to see Skyzo skill it. Not many teams do nowadays, and to be honest, you don't really need to, because you've got plenty of initiation from the Alk and CM, but Durham strutting up. Big bad zombie man on the move. Hunting crit. Drops the Tombstone as well. This is very bold. Calldown's going to fly completely off the mark. Nope. Never mind that. Upper Cells jumped into it. Meanwhile, Nightstalker joins the party as well. Crit dropping fast. Where is that TP from the Bristleback? They don't have one. They lose 2. They're going to lose 3. Oh boy, if they had the Bristleback here, this would have been a very different fight. But Mouse Sports getting run over by, I can't even call them Team QPad. It's just 3 stand-ins. It's 3 stand-ins and 2 QPad players. It's just a mix. And they're getting crushed right now. The good news, though, is the Bristleback's dominating. He's got a Vanguard already, and Exist is about to pick up a Blink Dagger. But if they can kill him now, that would be huge. Firefly's going to end. He doesn't have a TP. He's in a lot of trouble here. Out comes the Void. Out comes the Silence. What a time to get a kill. Great movement from the stand-ins. Once again, meanwhile in the bottom lane, Alk drops the Acid Spray. The stun coming through as well, and SLHZ bites the dust. Yeah, this is where, even if you had a bad start on your safe lane, got crushed in the tri lane to some extent, it really doesn't matter when you have a Bristleback this farm. All Ace needs to do is carry a TP scroll for the next engagement, show up at the right time, and if they dive, they will lose 3 or 4 heroes, because they'll be using all their spells to kill other ones, and you need to focus Bristleback first, or at this stage of the game, you can't ignore him. Later on, once Mirana's got a bunch of items, Nightstalker's tanky, at that point, maybe you can ignore him, but not this early. And they're diving deep. SLHC drops the Spirit and runs the hell away. Nope, not far enough yet. Crit hanging out here as well. He's going to get a pair of Observer Wards. 1,000 gold up. I would like to see the early Medallion from Crit. I feel like it's a really strong build in in general, but especially on support out, because you have a Bristleback as well. Tons of minus armor, and if they ever win a team fight now, even if the tier 1's still up mid, they can probably just Ninja Roche off the bat. They drop an Observer Ward behind the bottom tower. SLHC, is he going to spot out the Alk? He has not seen him yet, but he will march to find him now. Crit's trying to hide, but nope. Oh, Spirit was just out of range. He didn't see him. Now he's getting aggressive. Meanwhile, though, in the pit Exist does manage to pop a Firefly. If he didn't get that off, he was going to fall. But while that's happening, Crit, hold that thought. He's looking for a stun on SLHC. Drop the stun. They can't because the Moonlight Shadow's there. Now he's going to stun himself. He does have the 50 HP reach in a second, but out comes the Club of Doom. You are dead. You are dead. Now the arrow to fly Ace, juking it. They do not want to dive this Bristleback. He has 1,200 HP. Vanguard. Maybe if that arrow hits, but without it, no way. Nuh-uh. So Exist gets the Blink Dagger. And we settle down a little bit. QPad 9 minutes in. Really putting up a fight here. Score 6-6. And they'll go on Master of Devil in their own neighborhood. That's not where you want to be. Definitely not the right neighborhood. That's like if you fall asleep on the subway and then you wake up and... I don't know if anyone here has lived in New York, but you could fall asleep on the subway and go, like, into the next borough. Like, you could be made to get off, like, somewhere in Manhattan and end up in Brooklyn, in Queens. And let me tell you, at nighttime it is a long wait for that next train. So, definitely the wrong stop for the Rubik. Not one he's going to be happy about. I actually once was taking the commuter train, and I was on the last train, and I missed my stop because I fell asleep. I was so damn tired. Worked like a 18-hour day or something. and I had to call a cab, and every cab service was like closed or busy. Took me like 2 hours. I probably could have just walked home. But meanwhile, middle lane, they go in with the lasso onto Jun. They catch out the Night Stalker. They've got a flame break here. Should be dropping it soon. He gets healed up, though. The zombies, not going to be enough. Now Durham next in line. I believe they throwback exists. Can they steal something good from him? Rubik, not level 6 yet. He's only level 5 at 10 minutes into the game. From the high ground, here comes your snipe. Snipe missed. One more right click. Easy kill. Rubik is level 6 now, though. Can he steal something good? An army, a parade of zombies chasing Exist down. They gotta kill him fast. The flame break was stolen. A few more right clicks for the zombies. Smack him! Smack him! They die! The spirit will catch him. Now the Alk's done. No acid spray, though. He didn't have mana for it. This support Alk, so legit, man. What a hero. Ace comes in, and now the party's over. The goo comes out on the Master of Debo, and he is pretty much dead. Maybe he could get a deny to neutrals here. He's gonna try for it. Ain't gonna happen. No siree. He'll go down. Now crit. What is this Dota today? Just constant aggression. No! Oh, Ace. Too much damage. He was hitting for 150 bonus damage. That was 6 stacks of Warpath. Level 11 already. We're 11 minutes in. He's 11. Comparing this Bristleback to the rest of the heroes in the game, 8 on the Night Stalker, and it's only downhill from there. Yeah, this just goes back to the lanes. Like, Rubik, as well as Elder Titan, can't do much against the Bristleback, and they were punished for it. They chose to gank top of the Night Stalker. It looked okay on paper, but I would say Mouz have not executed well. They just had the vastly superior lanes. That's why we see them with a Blink Dagger up on the Bat Rider. He did well in the mid lane, but it was that top lane where the supports really did not synergize well together. Now they go in with a Blake. Just kidding. Psych. And Exist will blink back out. But Jun's on the chase. He's going to walk right into Rise. What a fortunate time to drop the ward, as nighttime has just ended. The darkness wore up. Now they're going to go in. They look for the CM, but if they dive the CM and Bristleback joins the party, which he is, he's TPing in. This could be very, very bad. The Alchemist Medallion is there. The stun's going to connect on two. Now the Flame Break brings them back, and they've still got a lasso as soon as the silence ends. And now the big, bad Bristleback is here. Say goodbye to Jun. Say goodbye to all your friends, all your loved ones. They're all going down. 3 heroes dead, and oh, farm the zombies. You could just sit there and not kill the tombstone and keep on farming the zombies. They actually give decent gold in that situation, especially like for Bristleback. He could just stand there and keep on spamming quills, but it's a minor quibble for Mouse Sports. Now they lead by 4k gold, 8k experience. And that experience is a big deal, because I mentioned Mouse Sports aren't insanely level dependent, but they benefit from the levels. But QPad are very level dependent. Like Rubik, we mentioned earlier, just hit level 6 in the middle of that teamfight mid. He's up to 8 now, so he's recovered decently, but you know, you look at some of these other heroes. Night Stalker doesn't even have max Hunter of the Night, only the 1-point Crippling Fear, and I think most importantly, only has level 1 Darkness. You really want level 2 Darkness. Then it gets to the point where you can actually, like, I wouldn't say spam it, but use it regularly in team fights. He is not there yet.
Dire's top tower is
Now they'll look to siege the tower. QPad, they're baiting. Pretty obvious bait, though. One hero defending mid. Bottom lane is well past the river. Nobody's farming it. And they are going to go in. Well, it might have been obvious, but not to Skyzo. He gets caught out. And he will fall. Now the bat TP's in, but the zombie is going to prevent him from getting off his Blink Dagger. Now something stolen by the Rubik. It was Firefly. Put your broomstick up. Go to work. Raise your broomsticks and lift your exists if you can. Everybody's on the cliff. I can't even get my camera up there. What the? They're still hitting him somehow. Oh my goodness. Now the backstab comes. Durham, he's going to end up probably taking a fall here. The quills start to add up, and this is where QPad just cannot fight. They cannot fight against Bristleback. They can maybe kill up the Alchemist, but that's going to be it. Now they must run, or they will all fall. They're going to lose Supercell. A blink in. Flame Break connects on two. No, it actually saves them. It saves them. Oh boy. Oh, or maybe not. Jun, he's going to oblige by charging back in. I would call this a casual feed. We'll get Good, arrow to fly. It is not going to connect. Rubik's still on the broomstick. He's got another Firefly. That's how long this fight has been going. He'll zoom up to the high ground. Up and down the cliffs he goes. And should make it out to safety. I still hate that you can't use Showcase View when you're a caster. Makes me very sad. Harry Potter Dota. That's so true. Like, I couldn't even get my camera up on this cliff. Like, I guess if you zoom in, like, you can kind of see it. Yeah, like, that's the best you're going to get. Gotta work on my camera angles for those cliff shenanigans. It's only going to get worse when that god-awful new Broodmother remake comes out, though. That is just the most I saw those patch notes, I was just like, God, why? Like, the hero might not be broken, it's just awful. Who wants to play against that? And, like, who can feel good about themselves playing with that new broodmother? Only sad sacks. Sad sacks of human beings. They're going upper cell bottom. The Blake, the lasso, the easy kill. And it's just Alk. Alk is just a ridiculous hero. He's level 10 with the Medallion of Courage and then dropping Acid Spray, max Acid Spray, that's minus 12 armor. Yeah, minus 12 armor, and then 360 physical damage, because you usually get off the max duration stun. And when it's amplified, like, you look at these heroes, 3 armor on Rubik, 9 armor on Night Stalker, everyone's going to be in the negative armor region, so I'm guessing the stun probably does, like, 500 plus damage, at least. Yeah, it hurts. Alk is a ridiculous hero. Really strong. I love him. He's a lot of fun to play, but he is much stronger. As, like, I like this style of Alk a lot. The roaming ganky, whether you put a mid or a support. AFK farming, even though on paper he's all about Greevil's great, in practice he's really not. And good to see Mousesports using him well. I gotta say, he's played a hell of a game so far. Crit, really doing work here. And now they'll look to smoke up Mousesports as a pack of 5 will descend towards... I think they'll look to take this fight mid and then go Roche. Taking Roche now is a bit ballsy. It's pretty obvious they're missing mid. They're not actually going to glyph for this. Oh, a miscalculation from Mouse. They did not expect QPad to just come in, take it, but now they go in on Jun. They're going to start with the Night Stalker. Can they bring him down in time? Everybody's dropping fast. Zombie's starting to do some big work here. The cooldown hits everyone, though, and now the Quills come through. Godlike streak, beyond godlike, perhaps. In a matter of seconds, 4 heroes fall. You can honestly tap out if you're QPad, because they ain't coming back from this. Unless there is the most colossal of colossal throws. They'll take Roche now. They've had a Midas on Rise. There hasn't been any time to talk about it, because we've had 33 kills in 17 minutes. Roche will fall even before these heroes respawn. Mirana's nowhere near it. QPad could have just backed. I mean, honestly, there were 5 heroes missing from Mouse. I guess they figured, like, Mouse was in their jungle, or just Roshing. Because it seemed like they were running towards the pit, but they could have just backed. How unfortunate. They try and go and contest what they thought was a Roche and end up giving away 4 kills. And now we've got our Blink-O-Mist coming out. Forget about the Blinks. Blink-O-Mist is where it's at. He is a scary fool. So basically, you start channeling your stun, you blink in, you drop your Acid Spray, you instantly unload the Unstable Concoction. And it's really strong against, like, speedy heroes that normally you can just run away. It's like a Blink Dagger and Beastmaster, except your stun does way more damage and has no cooldown at all. Freaking absurd. Well, 18 minutes in, guys. This has gone from bad to worse for Team QPad. As we see Exist just chilling in no man's land. That's not where he wants to be. Was trying to go for a very aggressive pickoff. Maybe pull someone onto this cliff over here and be cute, but won't find the opportunity, so he backs off. And now there's a 4-staff up a Mat Rider, so if you're Mouse, there is really no rush. You could just sit back and farm. I mean, Mirana, Elder Titan, Night Stalker is a strong, very strong late-game lineup. Well, especially Mirana, well, just any carry in Elder Titan, but Mousesports have the much better initiation. The Blink on the Bat Rider, Blink Force on him, as well as the Blink on Alchemist. So whenever they want to get pickoffs, they basically can. And they can certainly farm through this Aegis. Look to get, like, the BKB on Skyzo. Is he actually close to it?
Radiant's middle tower
Band of Elvins. Is he going Loda? Loda Dota? Straight Sanjin Yasha Rush, perhaps? Manta's a pretty awkward item on Gyro, so your illusions do not get flat cannon. It doesn't give you that much damage. It doesn't really make you that survivable. There's Night Stalker Silence to this game, so it's, like, okay to remove that silence, but you could just get BKB instead. Meanwhile, Alk stun, though. They're gonna jump. Look at him go. Blink, stun, will fly. And they get the Acid Spray off into a lasso. Tombstone deployed, but will it even matter? Ace going ham. He's got a Heaven's Halberd. This Bristleback's gonna kill everyone. Slap and chop. He's still alive. He's killing everyone. 3 dead. Make it 4. Mirana leaps in. That's gonna likely sign her own death warrant. They'll go for the Rubik here as well. He does manage to 4-staff down to the low ground, and that might save him. Rocket's gonna fly. Oh no. Boink. How sad is this? How fucking sad is this Mirana right now? She's pretty fucking sad. And the arrow narrowly off the mark. But Exist pushed it into the neutrals. Well, he suicide to neutrals. YOLO indeed. They lose 4 in the end. One of them was denied to neutrals.
is under attack.
They just can't deal with Bristlebag at this point. Like, QPad cannot take team fights. On paper, well, they didn't have mech. Maybe if they had the mech, it would have been a different team fight. Literally, right now, he completes it. Yeah, they really should have waited until they had that mech to take the fight. But you'd think on paper, with the Tombstone, the Astral Spirit, and Natural Order, and a level 11 Elder Titan, so at least the 1 point in the Earth Splitter. Not sure why he leveled up Echo Stomp. I really prefer just get the 1 point in it and max your other skills first. It's a very situational spell at best, and they don't have great setup for it in most cases. So either way, if they waited for the mech, maybe they could take that fight, but that's just how strong Bristleback is right now. Bristleback, Gyro, these two heroes drop the ult, you just start spamming quills, and you just lose the team fight. And that's what happened. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Goo, he does get stomped, but he is taking literally no damage. And he's diving. He's actually doing it. He's going deep. Very deep. You gotta do something here. Mech gets dropped. Zombie form activated. Zombies are dead. Ace the Zombie Slayer will take an arrow to the back, but he's not even dropping. They'll pop the Night Stalker ult, the Earth Splitter off the mark, and now all they can do is run. So he just solo YOLO'd into 5 heroes with 3 off the map and 2 at the tower. And he was diving on Undying, who's normally hard here to kill. And he killed one and lived to tell the tale. Well, what a ridiculously fat Bristleback. Arrow will connect, though. They managed to pick off the CM. Who does have a Necro 2? Oh. Necro 2 has been picked up, so going towards the Necro 3. And that is like the most useless spell ever to steal on a Rubik. Even Goo's not that good. You shouldn't even bother using Spell Steal on Bristleback, unless there's nothing else for you to steal, to be honest. Is our Gyro going Sanjiachi? Yeah, looks to be the case. They'll go in now with the Blink Lasso. They catch out John. The call down deployed. I can't believe QPandas trying to take this fight, but they're desperate for something to happen. Crit pops the ult. He's going to be healing right back up. They try and focus him. Here comes the Rubik Quills, but he ain't going to live long. In comes your Rocket Barrage. Master of Dibble is going to be Master of Dead if he sticks around. Durham dropping fast. Boop. Give him the flat cannon. Now the Alk stun on to SLHC. This is so bad. They haven't even popped the Aegis yet. Multi-kill. And they're fighting without their team. Their team is the 11-0-4 Bristleback. I don't think he'll die this game. Well, actually I think he will because he'll dive the fountain, but that's really about it. Where's that Acid Spray? Can't get in range for it. It was cooling down anyway. The arrow off the mark. Nice juke from Skyzo. Then push back in to the Rocket Barrage by that Flame Break. Well played. Well played indeed. And now Supercell. Just scouting with an arrow. Blink. Stun. He is really an ugly creature, isn't he? There's nothing redeeming about Alchemist, except that he wins games. That's the one thing that's redeeming about that hero. He is a hideous beast. That is a face not even a mother could love. So is that, actually. Maybe his mother used to love his face. Probably not anymore. You know what hero I really miss though is Sniper. That just for his sound effects. Like that is the only reason I miss him. He's kind of a fun pub. Like when you're just, you know, if you've ever had one of those nights where you've been drinking and you don't really feel like trying that hard, but just want to AFK and right click things. Well, Sniper's perfect for that. But here they go with the Blink Blast. So they'll catch out Supercell. They'll bring him down 30-15. I mean, give QPad credit. They had a good start. They're making it interesting, but I think the positives for them end here. Rubik's talking about Harry Potter. Did he steal Firefly? Nope. They've almost completed the farm stack, meaning they almost have the 5 highest net worth heroes in the game all on one team. You almost never see that. I would say it's like a less than 1% kind of thing. Because normally teams just tap out, but they're going to give him the Harry Potter treatment. Well, Voldemort wins this one, guys. Sorry, Forces of Good. All your base belongs to House Slytherin. Indeed. So they're going to push top lane. Mouse Sports in the driver's seat, you could say mildly. The QPad fans just waiting to give their rares up to the Mouse Sports believers out there. Actually, if you have 3 stand-ins, does it? I want to say it gets refunded. I can't remember. I know they have some rule
Dire's
about
middle
stand-ins.
tower is under attack.
I mean, 3 stand-ins is a lot. I feel like the QPan defense should get a big bailout, but middle lane, they go in onto Durham, they're gonna lasso him up, and now Ace is gonna bring everyone down. Drops him low, call down to Fly, they try and get SL HC, but he can't get out, now the Flame Break coming through, and easy 3 kills. Mirana did fall bottom, and QPad, now that their back has been thoroughly lashed by that vicious mace, they'll tap out, they'll call GG. 34-15, 25 minutes in, it was the best of times for Mouz. It was the worst of times for QPad. They got crushed. Didn't like their lanes that much. They actually executed really well given their shitty lanes and their mediocre draft. But Mouz had the much better draft, easier to execute, and they played it pretty well overall. So Mouz Sports take this game. A big day for Mouz. They start today 5-8. Harry Potter Dota, indeed. Well, sorry Gryffindors. Better luck next time. But today, Slytherin prevails. We're going to take a quick break, guys. When we come back, we'll have more Dota. This is only our second of 6 games. Rox.kis versus Sigma. One of the more exciting matches for today. Coming up after this. Stay tuned.